I served in 3rd Ranger Battalion and 3 deployments to Afghanistan between 2009 and 2013. And in that time, faced one of the bloodiest deployments that Ranger Battalion had seen since the global war on terror had started.
Hello, my name is Eric Brown, and I'm here to talk to you today about Veterans Navigation Network, a nonprofit that was founded in 2019 by Blake Fuhriman. I'm here with Blake today, and we're going to learn more about this organization. Hi, Blake. How are you today?
Good, Eric. How about yourself?
Good. So tell us about your military service and how that led for you to found the Veterans Navigation Network.
Yeah, so when I got out of the military, well, I guess going in, 2009, I graduated high school and actually graduated early so I could go into the service. I was in the Army. I served in 3rd Ranger Battalion and 3 deployments to Afghanistan between 2009 and 2013. And in that time, faced one of the bloodiest deployments that Ranger Battalion had seen since the global war on terror had started. One of my team leaders was unfortunately killed in action, and another team leader from our platoon, several across the battalion, over 20 in a 6-month period. And, you know, going from that, I ended up fracturing my back on a parachute jump, ended up getting divorced, and all of that just kind of came at the same time and led me to getting out of the service. And I struggled when I got out. I mean, I really struggled trying to find what my sense of purpose was. I ended up spraying weeds on an oil field in North Dakota and just wondering, how did I go from one of these elite units in the military, you know, the Army Rangers, to spraying weeds? And there's nothing, I'm not demeaning that profession or anything, but I just had such a sense of purpose, a mission in my life, going from the Army Rangers to where I ended up, that it just wasn't for me and I couldn't do it. So after a long time of struggle, ended up connecting with other veterans and mentors in my life, and I thought, why isn't that a program? So I started Veterans Navigation Network, and that's a piece of what we do.
So where is Veterans Navigation Network located, and how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah. So Veterans Navigation Network is located at 2173 Overland Avenue. We rent from United Way of Yellowstone County. They're great community partners, and you know, people can find us there. They can also find us on our website at veteransnavigation.org.
Okay, so what were some of the challenges of growing your own organization in 2019?
Yeah. So when we started in 2019, it was me and 3 board members. So I was the chairman of the board, and there was 3 others. And it was a very small start. It was literally me doing the work as a volunteer, meeting veterans in parking lots, coffee shops, wherever, just asking how I could help. And not wanting another veteran to experience what I experienced when I got out of the military, not knowing about what benefits I qualified for, what steps to take to, you know, start my own business or whatever I wanted to do, go to school, use the GI Bill, things like that. And so that's where we started in 2019. It was just 4 of us, all volunteers on the board, and basically me being the one interfacing with veterans. You know, and I think it's important, that peer side of things. You know, the veteran, it's a lot easier to help somebody navigate those waters if you've navigated them yourself. And so that's kind of where the idea of this peer aspect came from. But yeah, it was challenging to start off. I mean, we didn't have an office, we didn't have anything, just people with a desire to help veterans.
So you served about 25 veterans in 2019?
Yeah, between the parking lots and coffee shops and wherever I could meet them, yeah, about 25 veterans were served in 2019. Just helping navigate resources, get connected to VA healthcare, VBA, the Veteran Benefits Administration, and you know, other benefits. There's a lot of resources in our community, and without knowing what they were, you wouldn't know where to start.
So even though you're located in Billings, Montana, you serve more than just Yellowstone County, right?
Yeah, we serve veterans all across Montana. Not only Montana, but we've served veterans as far away as the Philippines, Alaska, Florida. Just about every state we've had a veteran that lives there that has reached out to us for assistance in some way, shape, or form. to the tune where we grew from 25 vets in 2019 to this last year in 2023. We worked with over 550 vets with either direct one-on-one resource navigation or peer mentorship. So it's grown significantly.
That's a huge growth curve. So let's talk about the peer mentor program. How many peer mentors do you have, and what do they do?
So we have 11 volunteer peer mentors, and then we have 3 staff members now in 2024. And those 3 staff members are also all veterans, and they also serve as peer mentors. And what they do is different for each vet. Every veteran has a different story. They have different type of service. They have, they could have been active duty. They could have been in the reserve or the guard. They could have served 4 years. They could have served 24 years. And, what they did in the military, as many jobs as there are in the civilian world, there's just as many jobs in the military world. And so each relationship is different, and we actually have a pretty stringent match process where we look at the background of our mentors and we look at the background of those we're serving in the mentee role and match them appropriately. So depending on when they served, how long they served, all of those different things are factors, plus what they like to do for fun on the outside of regular life. And we try to get people with the same interests, and then it also comes down to availability. But it can be everything from helping goal setting, accomplishing those goals, whether it's you're homeless and you're trying to find housing, or whether it's you're successful in a role but you want to start your own business. It can be very different for each veteran that we serve.
Okay, so in addition to the peer mentoring program, you host a lot of events and you're involved with a lot of events. How many events were there in 2023?
So yeah, aside from the peer mentorship and resource navigation, we have all kinds of different events that we do. 36 last year that we either threw ourselves or participated in. A lot of those were resource fairs, community resource fairs, where we have a table, veterans come up and we get connected with them, help them connect to resources. But outside of that, we actually threw our own community resource fair in February of 2024. We had 53 service providers that either directly serve veterans all day, every day, or have a program where they serve anybody, or maybe a certain age group or certain situations that veterans can find themselves in. And so 53 service providers, we had 250 people attend just that one event. Randy Couture, MMA fighter, movie actor, also was our guest speaker at that event. And we're looking at making the next one in 2025 bigger and better.
Awesome. Where's Veterans Navigation Network located, and how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah. Veterans Navigation Network is at 2173 Overland Avenue here in Billings, Montana. But if you don't have to live here in Billings to access our services, so you can definitely find us online at veteransnavigation.org or give us a call at 406-435-9308.
Okay, so how many veterans live in Montana? Can you give me some numbers?
Yeah, so about 90,000 veterans live just in Montana. Yellowstone County, where we're based out of, about 10% of the population, so close to 10,000, 10 to 12,000, the number kind of fluctuates, live just in our county. And so with that, you have a variety of veterans in those groups, but 8% female veterans, around 50% are served in Vietnam era, or they're kind of approaching that 65 or older range. So it's a diverse population though of veterans. But I would challenge you next time you're on a drive in Yellowstone County or in Montana, look for the veteran license plates, and you're not going to go on a 10-minute drive in any city in Billings or in any city in Montana without seeing at least one, probably a bunch.
Okay. So I'm told that Montana's general population has a very high risk for suicide, and that includes veterans also. What is Veterans Navigation Network doing to help eliminate veteran suicide?
Yeah, so suicide of anybody is definitely something that we don't want to see. There's a lot of programs that intervene at a point of crisis, and our outlook at Veterans Navigation Network, we definitely want to be able to fill that role. And there's a lot of organizations that we work with and connect vets to if they're in that situation. But our big effort is to be as upstream as possible in that aspect. So, if somebody's getting out of the service, we try to help them get gainfully employed, get housed, get situated, find that mission and purpose in life directly out of service, and that way they're set up a lot better to where they're on that path to success, and hopefully those thoughts may not even enter their mind. But if they do, our mentors do go through training to intervene if somebody's suicidal and get them connected with the appropriate people to help. And that's how we try to make our impact is upstream as far as possible. We actually even participate in a program where we mentor service members who are still active duty a year before they separate, trying to connect them to services so when they get out, they're prepared, they're ready to go, they know what benefits they qualify for.
There are dozens, if not hundreds, of other local service providers here in Montana. What are some of the organizations that you partner with the most?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's something I want to be really adamant about. Is we're not out here to duplicate those services. We're out here to connect veterans to those services. So if anybody's watching and they provide services to veterans one way, shape, or another, please reach out to us so that we can tell veterans that we serve about you. But we work with, there's a great organization here called Adaptive Performance Center. It's on Broadwater in Billings, and they actually have a location in Helena also. It's a gym for veterans. There's Dog Tag Buddies, which is if you are in need of a service dog, they help veterans connect not only with a service dog, but actually they work with rescues to provide those service dogs. So also helping out the animal population as well. And there's Horses, Spirits, Healing. There's a lot of those great vets everyday kind of organizations that we work with. There's a lot of organizations that we work with that serve vets also, like Big Sky Senior Services or Adult Resource Alliance, Riverstone Health. There's a lot of great ones out there.
So you were discharged more than 10 years ago. How has the local landscape for veterans changed in these last 10 years?
I think at the time when I first got out of the service, I was thinking, I didn't know what I didn't know. Now, knowing what resources are out there and how many have been added over the last 10 years, there's a lot. There's a lot for veterans. I think as a community, we can always do better. But there's a lot out there. It's just a matter of finding what resources are out there. And that's, our logo, the compass rose, if you're not familiar with that, that's really what it is that compass that helps to find the direction of which organization can help you with whatever situation you're in, And so just guiding people and helping them find where to connect. And we don't serve just veterans, we also serve current service members, veterans, and their families. So just because you're not a veteran doesn't necessarily mean you don't qualify for our services.
Okay, so Veterans Navigation Network has changed the community here quite a bit in the last 5 years. How has this organization changed you as a person, as a leader?
I think when I first started Veterans Navigation Network, we really struggled with that collaboration piece. People, a lot of organizations are going for the same money pools and grants and things like that. And so people were hesitant to work with us. But now that we've established, people know we're not trying to take away from their services or duplicate them, but actually get people connected to them. You really see that collaboration taking place, and that has translated into my personal life. I mean, I'm not alone in my walk to strive to find my purpose, to find meaning in life. There's people around me who want to help, and so that's a really powerful lesson that I've learned and that I hope others can take from my experiences. You're not alone, people want to help.
So what was a powerful lesson that you learned during your time in the military, in your 3 tours of Afghanistan?
Life is short. Something I really struggled with was, I mentioned the loss of my team leader earlier, and I struggled with survivor's guilt and the question of why them and not myself. Why did they die and not myself? And so that's an experience that's really stuck with me, and it's something, it doesn't just go away. It's something that you have to work to overcome, seek the appropriate services, but also it's just a lesson of perseverance. You can put your mind to something and accomplish just about anything, especially if you have those around you who can support you in doing it.
Okay, so one more time, where is Veterans Navigation Network located?
Yep, Veterans Navigation is at 2173 Overland Avenue in Billings, Montana. You can reach us at 406-435-9308 or online at veteransnavigation.org.
Okay, our time is almost up. I want to thank Blake Fuhriman, the founder of Veterans Navigation Network, for being here. My name is Eric Brown. Thank you and have a great day.